So welcome students. So students, even today we are going to practice some of the programs and we are going to understand the working of if and elif, and also the nested if. Now nested if was the example that I took yesterday, but that program was a bit complicated for that particular the example that I wanted to show for the nested if. So today we will be just doing one program that is for the if and elif, and then the next program will be for the nested if. Now children, please understand these two programs are there in the book. If you have the book, it is there in the book. So today's program I'm going to take it from the book. Okay, and the first program that we are going to do is we are going to accept a character from the user, and we are going to guess what the character is. Not guess, we are going to check what the character is. And for example, if it is a capital letter, we are going to display that as a capital letter, and the message that the character is a capital letter. And if it is a small letter, then we are going to display the appropriate message. And if it is a number, then we are going to display that it is a number. And if nothing satisfies, then we are going to display that it is a special character. So let's go ahead. I'm going to use ch, and then I'm going to use input. Okay, and this time I'm not going to use the int. Why I'm not going to use the int is because I want to accept the data from the user. I want to accept the data from the user in form of a character. Okay, so I'm going to say enter a character. Okay, so I want that this particular input should be a character, so I will be not using the int out here. Then that's the first thing. Then straight away I will check whether ch is greater than equal to capital A, and I am going to use the AND operator. Now we are making use of the logical operator and the if statement. Okay, so that's the first condition, that ch should be greater than or equal to A, and ch less than or equal to, that is capital Z. So if the character falls in this particular range, and please understand that the AND operator works in a way where both the conditions should get satisfied. Even if one condition is not getting satisfied, this entire if statement will turn out to be false. Okay, then I'm going to give a colon, come inside the code block. Now what is a code block? The code block is, whatever I'm going to type in this particular if statement is going to be the code block for this if statement. Okay, so that is the indentation basically I'm referring to. So the statements that belongs to a particular block is called as code block. So whatever statements I'm going to type inside this particular if statement will be considered as a code block. Okay, if this condition gets satisfied, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to display the message, you entered a capital letter or a capital character. Okay, something of that sort, or a capital letter, whatever it is children, the message you can give it. And then I'm going to apply the elif. What if the condition doesn't get satisfied? So elif, that is else if. And over here I'm going to check the condition that is small a and a small z. And if that happens, if this particular condition gets satisfied, okay, I've used the semicolon. There is no semicolon, children, since I've worked with multiple languages. Sometimes, okay, there is some confusion. Okay, there is no semicolon, but if you work with other programming languages like Java or C or C++, then there is a semicolon after every statement. So so that semicolon has come over here. So but for Python there is no semicolon. Okay, Okay, let's move. Then again I say, if even if this condition doesn't get satisfied, that is if the character is not greater than equal to a, and if it is not less than equal to z, now which means that we need to check another condition, and that is if ch is greater than equal to, that is a 0, and ch is less than equal to 9. Okay, so if this particular condition gets satisfied, then okay, I did not make changes over here. Capital, lower character, lowercase is the more appropriate word, and uppercase. Okay, and then you entered something like digit, and if nothing gets satisfied, then at last we are going to have a else part. Now please understand this, children. If you are using the combination of if and elif, okay, the else part, and if you also have the else part, the else part comes at the very last. It's not like this else part will come between this and then elif. Else part will always comes last, and that is logically, if you think, that makes a lot of sense actually, because this condition doesn't get satisfied, then we check for this condition and for this condition, and at last nothing gets satisfied, then we are going to do the else part. Then else part, we are going to say that you entered a special character, isn't it, children? You entered a special character, and that's it. So now let me just run this, and we will check the output test.py, and here is the output. So I need to enter a character. It says a, and you entered a lowercase, works fine. Let me just run it one more time, and let me just give something like 7, and it says you entered a digit. Okay, and let me do something like this, like a star, special character. So you entered a special character, so it working perfectly fine. And what I'm going to do is, I haven't taught this, but I'm just going to put this inside the loop, that is a while loop. And in future, just within few more days, children, I'm going to teach you what is a loop and how to use a while loop. Okay, do not worry, but this is just I'm doing to make this program, every time it can ask unless and until the user says, you know and I'll do something like this. Okay, print, or okay, print, and then I say, do you want to continue? Okay, something like this. And I'll say something like this. Okay, and this I'm going to take it in a variable, that is choice, and input function. And then I need to have that variable choice at the top. So I'm going to define that, before this gets checked, because if I don't do that, okay, then I cannot use it out here. So I'm going to say empty string, and then over here I'm going to say if choice, if it is, you know uh, not equal to n. Okay, and now I'm going to give here as y. So this is y. So this condition is going to get satisfied, and the loop will go on unless and until I do not enter n. Okay, let us run this and see the output, how the program works. So enter a character, and I say r, and now it is asking me, do you want to continue? I say yes. And okay, so there is some problem with the code. So what I need to do is I need to accept this inside this particular while loop. And now let's run this, and enter a character a, and it says you entered a lowercase character. Nice. I say y, and again it has asked me for a character, so I say 7. You entered a digit. Again I say y, I enter a, so you enter a uppercase character. Okay, so again I say y, and this time I'm going to give something like at the rate, and it says you entered a special character, and this time I'm going to give n, and the program is going to stop. Okay, so this how I have made use of the while loop. okay children, but the main purpose for you is to understand the working of if and elif. Okay, and now children, let us switch to one more program, and that particular program is, now even this program we have it in the book. Okay, so you can refer the book as well. So I'm going to say x is equal to int of input. So this particular program is about, we are going to accept three numbers, and out of the three numbers we need to find which is the max value, which is the min value, and which is the mid value. Okay, max, min, and the mid value. So this is what the program is all about. So I will say enter a number, that's the first number. So I will say enter first number, and then simply I will just copy this and paste it. This I'll make it as y, this as z, and this as second, this as third. Okay, that's done. And now I'm going to have three variables, that is min and mid and max. So this is in one statement itself I'm just assigning none. Okay, now none means nothing, which means that these variables do not have any value as such, or they do not have anything, but I need to define these values. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say min is equal to none, mid is equal to none, and max is equal to none. So I can do that in one line itself, that is min is equal to mid is equal to max is equal to none. Okay, so it means that there are variables, that is min, mid, and max, but they actually do not hold any kind of value, so that we can denote with none. Okay, then what we need to do is, that is if I say x is less than y and x is less than z, what will this mean? If x is less than y and x is less than z, which means that x is the the smallest number, isn't it? So it's okay, we can do this, but then we need to check the mid value. Okay, so how I'm going to check the mid value? If I say if y is less than z, now if this condition gets satisfied, which will mean that x is the min value, y is the mid value, and z is the max value. So I'm going to do is min. Okay, I'm in the book. Okay, this is a small case letter children, but do not use the small case because there are function, that is mid, min, though this will run okay in the basic editor that we have, the basic IDE, but it can create a problem. Okay, so do not use that small letter because that's a function. So I'm going to say mid comma and max. I'm going to give the value x, y, and z. Does this make sense children? Why? Because x is the minimum value that we checked over here, and y is less than z, so y will become the mid value and z is going to become the max value. So I'm going to assign z to max, y to mid. The position wise you have to check it, okay, and z, that's the first to first, so it goes to min. Okay, so then outside this, okay, now this is a nested if. Okay, nested, this is a first if, outermost if, and this is the innermost if. I will be coming outside the outside this particular if, so that is the normal program that we have. And over here, so I'm going to add a elif to this elif, to this particular if. Okay, and it says elif I'm going to check if y is less than z and y is less than, sorry, y is less than x and y is less than z. What does this mean? This will mean that y is the minimum. Then I have to check that I have to check that whether x is less than z, whether x is less than z. And if that happens, I simply copy this and paste it over here, and simply I need to change this value. This I will make it as y and this as x. Now why we made this? Because if since this condition, if it gets satisfied, y is less than x and y is also less than z, so y is the minimum value. Y is the minimum value. Okay, then we will see if x is less than z. If x is less than z, which means x is the mid value, so I'm giving y to min, x to mid, and the value of z to max. Okay, so let's go and have, okay, just one thing that we forgot is to give the else part to this particular program, because we need to do this, children. If this condition doesn't get satisfied, okay, now this is a bit complicated, but okay, you need to give some time. Okay, if this condition doesn't get satisfied, y is not less than z, what does that will mean is, I'm just going to copy this and I will say that z will become my mid and y will become my max value. Okay, so then I'm going to give the else part. Now please understand, this else is of this if. You can check the indentation, they are in the same line. So this else belongs to this if. Okay, so you need to practice this, children. Okay, only then this concept will be clear to you. And so this condition got satisfied, which means y is the max value, but this condition got false. If it got false, which will mean that x is my max value, if I'm not wrong, right? So, and z will become my mid value, and then I'll come outside and I will check whether, okay, straight away there is an else part and it says if x is less than y. Okay, what does this mean, children? Since x is, this condition did not got satisfied, which means x is, you know, not less than y, or x is not less than z, condition got dissatisfied. Even y is not less than x and y is not less than z, which means that we need to only check that whether x is less than y. Okay, because already we have checked for, we compared x with y and z and y with x and z, and now we are comparing only x and y. Okay, so this will be a bit confusing, children, but you need to just do the tracing. Or tracing means you have to take a paper and just, you know, take some values and then try to run this particular program. If you haven't understood this yet, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one more time and I'm going to make you understand. Okay, so this I'm just having it, I'll just type min, okay, paste it over here, and it is x and y and z. So children, please work on this, and let me just take this. I will say print, that is that I will say min is equal to, I will say min, and I will say max is equal to max, and this should have been mid actually. This has to be mid, and max is equal to max. Okay, so okay, again I gave this semicolon, there is no semicolon. Okay, children, there is a lot of disturbance today, so it's really creating a lot of disturbance for me. So I'm going to say this as test2.py, and I'm going to, you know, just I did not had a lot of fun with this particular program. So what we are going to do is, you know, So this is min is 12, mid is 45, and max is 63. So it will work fine, children. But yes, there is a lot of disturbance today. So what we are going to do is tomorrow again I'm going to explain this entire code and how exactly it works, and we will also develop what we say the flow chart for this particular program. It will be a bit complicated flow chart, but it's okay, we will do that, okay, so that the concept will be very much clear to you. So children, I'm keeping it short for today since there is a lot of disturbance, and I did not enjoy this session that much. So anyway, let's meet tomorrow. And yes, I wanted to take the Zoom class, children. I know that I did not took the Zoom class last week, but in fact I wanted to take it today itself, but because of some reasons I couldn't take it. We are going to have the Zoom session on Friday. So Friday we will meet face to face. If you have any doubts, we will clarify that, okay. So that's it, children. I'm keeping it short, and we will meet tomorrow again, and on Friday we will meet on Zoom, okay. Bye for now.